I guess kind of just open up, just another week, another just in general, how you feeling things are progressing right now?
This is kind of that really pinnacle of training camp for us. We finished with live tackling, short arch goal line, our most physical practice. Did a not live, but full speed third down period as well. Some critical areas that we have to improve: third down, short arch goal line areas, 7-on-7 red zone. So a lot of those critical periods all today. Next week for us will be a mock game week to kind of get in that game week rhythm. So we typically get the guys ready, but so far it's been going really well. 3 days on, 1 day off. We've been kind of having more days off than the NCAA says we're supposed to, but we looked at our stuff and a way for us to keep our injuries down and for us to get the maximum amount of reps. Like the last few years, even before COVID, we hadn't been able to split our practices. We've had some of those soft tissue injuries that show up in training camp. 3 weeks in, we've had 3, and none of them are severe. 2 out of 3 will come back early next week. The third one will probably come back middle of next week. So it's been good for our guys' bodies. The work has been great. Got a lot of reps for our old guys and our young guys. So feel good about where we are, especially now getting towards after this big day off tomorrow, and then really start to fine tune the team, get ready for the season.
Initial thoughts on today and how they handled some of the live reps?
It was good. It was good. Technically the offense won, but defensively the score was tied into the last play. And defensively, if we're 50% on short arch goal line downs, we'll be one of the best in the nation. Offensively, we need to be 90% on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and inside the 3-yard line. So technically, by score, the offense won, but the defense really played well, and that bodes well for us right now. One of the biggest improvements we want to make is against the run, and we were really good today.
Is there any initial word on Alec and Drake?
No, thankfully both of them didn't look like they were as bad as we initially hoped, but we won't know for sure until they go see the professionals.
Cool. I was going to ask about Pogorelk. I've noticed he's looks like he's out with something.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Jake Pogorelk, or how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
What's the
Easier
update
to say
with
Pogo.
Pogo?
Pogorelk.
What's the update with him?
He'll be out for a while.
Okay. At this point, you're obviously, aside from just emphasizing not guys staying healthy, what are some key things you're looking to emphasize as you head into this second half of camp?
For me, that's 1, 2, and 3. Right? Is keeping the team healthy. If we're healthy, we're deep, we're experienced, we have a chance. So that's been the main goal. That's why we're only going 3 days in a row. That's why we lean heavy on our sports science to really track how many reps we're all taking and the output of our guys on their bodies. We're tightly monitoring that, and so far that's really worked out for us. We've stayed healthy. But now it's the obvious things from last year: improving our run defense, improving our run offense, strengthening and making our offensive line as consistent as possible, eliminating the big plays on the defensive side and making the big plays on the offensive side. And we've seen a lot, big progress in those areas. But it doesn't count until you play a game. But I like where we are.
How has Casey's body been treating him in camp, and what have you seen from him and his opportunities?
Casey Filkins?
Yeah.
Casey's been great. We kept him out today. He's got a little lingering thing that he'll be back next week. But Casey's been really good. Full speed. He can run between the tackles and run outside. He's going to help us in the return game like he did last year. He and E.J. Smith, I think, are going to be a really, really fun 1-2 punch.
What are you expecting from Jay Simmons this year in kind of fullback position? Houston Hamley gone. Just kind of how you feeling about that particular aspect of the run game with him taking that?
Jay's had a good camp. Jay had a good camp last year. He and Houston kind of took turns being dinged up during the course of last year, so we just kept rotating them both. But he's ready to take over the position. He'll be one of the best fullbacks in America, in my opinion. We've seen what he can do catching the ball out of the backfield. He's been a good hammer for us, and there's a couple other things that we've put in to make sure that we do a good job in our 21 and 22 personnels. So we will still continue to employ a fullback. But he's answered all the challenges so far. It's been fun to see.
Seems like there's a lot of rotation within the front seven, those reps being spread around a little bit throughout camp. Just, how's the competition going for some of those spots?
On the defensive side, to play in our front seven, it's tough right now. A lot of guys have stepped up. We have a lot of guys with experience and some guys with some special talent, right? Made no mistake about it since spring. I'm not hiding anybody. David Bailey's going to play and play a lot. right? So for a true freshman comes in, making the impact that he's made so far, which is great. It's pushed some of our older guys to really step it up. So I think we're too deep. The guys that can play at every position on our front seven right now. Because it's competition to see how much everybody plays. I'm not going to focus on who starts, but because it depends what personnel the offense is in. But right now, I feel really good about where we are. But that's where we got to make a huge improvement. So, being good right now is okay, but we need to be great by the time we start playing games.
Touching a little more on David Bailey, from the moment he kind of got into spring till now? Obviously, you've mentioned he's made leap, but what specific aspects of his game has he made most improvement from when he got here to now?
Just understanding the techniques. He's got all the natural ability, understanding the responsibilities, right? When he can go inside, when he can't go outside, when he's in conjunction with somebody else, or when he's free to do whatever he wants. Learning all of those things has been great, and we've helped him some with his technique. But he's a very talented individual, and he's a great team guy. He wants to do it right, which I think is a big reason why the older guys have really liked him. He's not just a playmaker; like he wants to do it right. He wants to be good at what he does, ask great questions, responds to the leadership on the team. So it's been fun to watch him grow. But for freshmen, he is advanced.
I talked with Coach Akina this week about Ethan Bonner and just how excited he is about how he's looking, and just from your perspective, what you've seen from Ethan Bonner and what kind of you're expecting from him.
Ethan's been good the last few years. He's battled some injuries. He's healthy now, and it's the best that he's looked. I don't know how many programs right now have the two starting corners that we have right now. He's having his best camp. Caillou's having his best camp. So I'm really excited about where those guys are.
I wanted to get your take on Ari after having a whole spring and most of the fall now, being the number 2. How has that progressed his game?
I thought Ari kind of was solid in spring. We kind of pushed him to be a little bit better, and honestly, the first couple of days, he was okay. Last 5-6 practices, really starting to come on. He's starting to feel his energy, playing with confidence. He's capable of making some big-time throws, and he's made those last couple of games. So still young, still a sophomore, still some room to grow. But he's made some big progress, especially the last 4 or 5 practices.
Not sure if this question was asked, but Thomas Booker had his preseason debut recently. So, did you get a chance to see how dominant he was, and how do you think he'll fit in with Houston?
I'm excited. I know what Lovie Smith does on the defensive side. I know Thomas is a good fit. But yeah, I recorded that game. I try to record the games of all of our rookies especially, just to watch them play and see what they do. And he got his first sack. It doesn't count, but it's still a sack in the preseason. But Thomas is going to do great. He's doing great. He is big. He is strong. He is physical. It's funny to hear the same things coming out of their camp that were here, which was, oh my God, how big are his legs, right? He's just a big lower body. He's powerful, strong. He's going to do well.
That's all I have.
Speaking of former player, the name of the event is escaping my mind. You had Dallas Lloyd here, you had Lane Veacher, some of those guys here. Just in general, talk about how much you like seeing former guys come back, and how does that kind of just for the program to see guys that have gone through it and excelled here, how much does that kind of help motivate guys and everything? Yeah,
that was the summit for the Campbell Trophy.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Campbell Trophy, named after Bill Campbell, who's a dear friend of ours. And I told our guys, I get emotional when our former players come back. Jordan Watkins is back today, because there are not a lot of places where the alumni comes back and hangs around the football program, comes back to see their coaches. So transactional now, right? And especially major college football. Hey, I went there, they helped me go, and I'm just going to go. I'm not going to come back. But I love to see our guys come back. Shows me how important this program's been to them in their lives. So have all those guys back on campus, Casey Moore, all those guys coming back was just so great to see. And I get emotional when I see those guys, because I know we help put them in position for them to go and do great things beyond, and them coming back shows us how much they care about us.